Hello and welcome. What's up everybody? Thank you for clicking on the video. In this one, we have a couple packages to open. We're also going to be rigging up the Milliken Series MFer Swimbait Rod that we got a few videos back. If you haven't seen that unboxing, go check it out. It was a lot of fun. This is one of the few rods that I didn't have a reel to put on, but as you saw previously, we got the SLX Dc in. We're gonna mount that up. We're gonna spool that up with some fresh line. I also have the other two setups that we were waiting on the fluoro to arrive for, and we're gonna rig these up today as well. Tie on a bait to each of those. We're gonna hang out, do some tackle talk, and it's gonna be a good time. Stay tuned. Let's get off into the video. Alright guys, we're back again, and before we get too deep into this one, I would like to remind you guys that we're over here on a mission to hit 100K, trying to get that silver play button. So if you guys like what you see, consider subscribing to the channel, help us fill the bar. We're sitting somewhere around 10,000 at the time of filming this video, gonna hit 11,000 any minute now. So come aboard, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notification bells, and let's rip and rock our way to 100,000. I would love to have you guys on board with what we have going on over here. But like I said in the intro, we got some packages in. We're gonna crack into them together. I'm gonna show you guys what I got. There's something in here for one of you guys, and yeah, we're just gonna hang out here in the garage and do the dang thing. Let's go ahead and bust out this Milliken Swimbait Rod. I hear good things about these, and I'm excited to fish with this for the first time, but I can't fish with it without a reel. So I went and snagged another Shimano SLX Dc. You guys might have saw me unbox this in a recent vid. 6.3 to 1 gear ratio, a little bit slower so that we can do some swim bait stuff, maybe some deep crank stuff, and that's what it is. I would like to mention that I have been seeing and reading all of your suggestions for swim bait reels. Overwhelmingly, people said that the Shimano Tranks is what I should be considering for swim baiting. So I heard you loud and clear, and I am keeping that in mind. I will take that into consideration while making my next reel purchase. So if you guys are interested in potentially seeing a Shimano Tranks unboxing, first impressions, first fish, and review video, consider subscribing to the channel, because I might be able to make that happen for you guys in the future. But for today, we're gonna roll with the SLX Dc on the swim bait rod. Got a package down here from Tackle Warehouse. Probably know what's in there since I already mentioned it. And we also have a box here from the people over at 6 Cents Fishing. Team 6, heaters only all the way. Stoked to get off in here and show you guys what I got. And there is something in here for one of you guys. Something in here for one of you, some other stuff for me. We need to get into this bottom box first, I think. Probably be able to guess what's inside of here, because I already mentioned it. This is going to help us set up the new rods that we don't currently have line on. Spoiler alert. It's fishing line. Sunline Assassin, fluorocarbon, 15 and 12 pound fluorocarbon. I got a large spool of the 15 here. Also got some 12 for when we want to do a little bit deeper cranking stuff. You need lighter line to get down there further sometimes, so that's what I went with. This is my favorite fluorocarbon currently right now. Sunline Assassin, abrasion resistant fluorocarbon. I have a lot of zebra mussels on my lake, and that is why I picked this fluorocarbon. It's a little bit tougher, and I've had a lot of luck with it. It does really well for me out there, so that's what I went with. Now, in regards to spooling up this fluorocarbon, I'm gonna use the same method that I used recently in the rod rigging videos. If you guys wanna see why I do it this way, why I choose to run a monofilament backing on all of my reels, I encourage you to go back and watch those videos. It's gonna explain things a little bit better. I know a lot of you have questions as to why I would run a monofilament backing instead of electrical tape, and I explained things thoroughly in that video. And although I did cover everything, I felt there were still people down in the comment section that told me, hey, you know, you can just put a piece of electrical tape on there. So I don't know what to do, man. I'm not gonna explain it all again. No matter what I do, there are still gonna be people that think it's the wrong way, and that's okay. Everybody has their way. I ain't mad at it. It is what it is. But I do things a certain way, ways that I have found out work the best for me, and that's the way I'm going to continue to do it, because that is how I have the best results. Also, it gets really hot here in Texas, and if you have your setup sitting out on the boat all day in 100+ degree weather, the glue on that electrical tape is going to melt, and it's gonna spin eventually. So you still have the potential for failure there. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, why would you run a backing on fluorocarbon? Fluorocarbon is not going to spin around the reel like braid will. Well, I also went over the reasonings behind why I spool up about 1/4 to 1/3 of the spool with less costly monofilament before I put on my expensive fluorocarbon. I encourage you to go back, watch those rigging and setup videos if you really want to know more about why I do it this way. But I'm not going to cover it all in this video. Covered it multiple times in the past. All that information is out there for you guys. Feel free to critique me in the comments if you feel that I'm doing it wrong. Name of the game today is going to be getting things set up as quickly as possible so that we can get off into this other package and talk a little bit more about what's in here and talk a little bit more about what kind of baits we're going to be throwing. A little more bait talk going on in this one. It's going to be a good time. Stay tuned. Let's get this rod rigged up. Also like to mention that it's super hot out here again today in the garage. 90 something degrees today in Texas. Heat index of, I don't know, 6,000 degrees, 100% humidity. It's ripping and rocking, dude. So if my shirt is soaked by the end of the video, that's why. It's so hot out here. But I feel like the lighting is a lot better out here in the garage when I have the door open and the sun shining in. The videos look a little bit better, and it's awesome to sit here in front of the tackle wall and make these videos for you guys instead of just sitting inside in the house with nothing fishing related in the background or anywhere around. So that's why I'm out here sweating it out with you guys in the garage. All right, done boogered it up. Here we go. This is just some cheap 17-pound monofilament that I had laying around that I'm using for my backing here. It's hard to imagine the garage is getting much hotter than they are, but it is steaming out here, dude. Right, should be good to go. Get that mono rolling. All right, backing on. Time to tie on the fluoro. 660 yards, Sunline Assassin fluorocarbon. Let's go. Gotta tie a little connection knot here. Alberto knot is the knot that I prefer. Go ahead and get that done now. Like I said, guys, if you really want to know why I'm going through this process and why I'm not just putting a piece of electrical tape on the reel and tying the fluoro to that and spooling my entire spool up of fluorocarbon, go watch some of my previous videos. I'll try to throw a link up right here. That way you guys can see that. And you'll know exactly why I'm doing it this way. There's the start to my Alberto knot. I don't know how well you can see that. Go ahead and wet the line. Pull all four, both tags, both main lines. Get it cinched down and pull her tight. Alberto knot is my favorite knot for tying two pieces of line together. Once again, I don't know how well you guys can see that, but nice clean Alberto knot. Now just trim the tags. We'll be ready to fill this reel up with fresh fluoro. Be careful not to cut your main lines when you're cutting your tags. I've done that before. There we go. Let's finish this puppy up. On we go the rest of the way with the fluoro. 1, 2, 8, 12, 3, 9. All right, she's full. One of the other things I have touched on in previous videos is the importance to fill your spool to maximum capacity. You will get the best performance, the best casting accuracy, and the best casting distance out of your reels if you run them with a full spool of line. I see a lot of people out there running half spool, third of a spool. They only got 13 yards worth of line on their reel. Don't do that. Fill it all the way up. When you get down close to halfway, you need to bite the bullet and re-spool. It's so hot out here, dudes. It's so hot. I can tell my shirt is gonna be soaked by the end of this video. There we are. Milliken Swimbait Rod, Shimano SLX, spooled up with fresh 15-pound Sunline Assassin fluorocarbon. Ready to rip. Good to go. All right, set this puppy off to the side. We'll move on to the other two rods and reels that I have here on deck. Next up, this is the Lux 7.5 heavy power fast action rod. Another Shimano SLX Dc, 7.2 to 1 gear ratio on this one. And I'm gonna do the same thing that you just saw me do, and I'll be right back. All right, 2 down, 1 to go. This is actually the nicer of the three. 6-inch Unicorn, 7.3 medium heavy with the Shimano Corrado DC reel on here. Skipping ahead, not showing you guys the repeated process because I'm just doing the same thing that you saw me do there at the beginning with that first setup. Mono backing to fluorocarbon mainline, ripping and rocking through this, and we're gonna get on to the fun stuff, the unboxing of the 6-cents package, and we're gonna rig up some baits as well. So let me get this last one spooled up and I'll be right back with you. All right guys, we're good to go. I have all three of the rigs spooled up, fresh backing, fresh fluorocarbon, and now we're gonna get into the fun stuff. Let's talk a little bit about what we're gonna tie onto each one of these jokers. First up, the 7.3 medium heavy Unicorn rod. I'm gonna be using this for Texas rigging. So what I'm gonna do is throw a 4/0 EWG hook, a little 6-cents tungsten on there, and we'll have this thing ready to go for worms, creature baits like the stroker craw or the prawn, and that's what I'm gonna use this setup for primarily. I think, at least that's what I'm gonna go with for now. So I love fishing a Texas rig, and I think this Unicorn rod is gonna be great for that. I'm gonna go with a little 3/8 ounce tungsten bullet weight, 6-cents pitch black tungsten. Real quick, I wanna mention that if you wanna support the channel and you wanna pick up any of these heaters for yourself, you guys can head on over to 6centsfishing.com, use my code JR10 at checkout. That's gonna save you 10% off of everything you see here. The rods, the baits, the weights, the hooks, everything. They got it all at 6 cents. Go check them out, support me, support the channel, support the 6, and use that code save yourself some bread. This is actually the first time I've cracked open these bullet weights and they feel really nice. 6 cents tungsten, nice. All right, 3/8 ounce, 6 cents pitch black tungsten bullet weight, unpegged. I'm gonna leave it unpegged for now. Give it that floaty, dangly, separated drop. Throw that worm or that craw out there. Keeping it unpegged will let that weight fall independent of the hook, and you'll have that thing sort of suspended above the bottom for a little while before it gets down there, and those fish will absolutely smoke it while this weight is down there on the bottom and that worm or creature is still descending. That's when it'll get hammered. So I'm gonna leave it unpegged. This is a 4/0 EWG hook. I'm gonna use an improved clinch knot, clip off my tag end. Now I'm gonna come up here onto the tackle wall. I'm gonna grab this pack of Divine shaky worms and green pumpkin. I think this will be a good option. These are the 7-inch version. Another excellent option for throwing these worms are the Divine shaky head. These are 1/4 ounce. I want to go with something a little bit heavier, so that's why I'm using the 3/8 ounce tungsten on this setup. But these right here are going in the boat, and I'm looking forward to fishing with one of these. These are an excellent option as well if you don't want to use a bullet weight and a 4/0. Divine shaky head. Heaters only from the 6. They got everything you need. It's all there, man. It's all there. But for right now, we're gonna go 4/0 EWG with that 6 cents pitch black tungsten, green pumpkin, Divine shaky worm, and I think that's gonna be money. It's tackle rigging time. Straight through the nose of the worm, out the side, up the top to the bend. And you wanna look at right where that bend is. I know a lot of you guys already know this, but for anybody that may just now be getting into bass fishing, hooking up EWGs can be a little tricky. So right where that bend sets on the worm, that's where you want your hook point to go through. So push it forward, straight through the middle, boom. And that right there, my friends, is a perfectly rigged, Texas rigged Divine shaky worm on a 4/0 EWG with 6 cents pitch black tungsten, and that's gonna smoke us one. Nice. Unicorn, medium heavy, set up, ready to go. Can't wait to fish with this thing. The unicorn rods are so nice. If you guys are in the market for a high-end rod, I would seriously suggest considering the 6 cents fishing unicorn or the sensory series, because they are both really nice, really incredible rods. You can't go wrong with either. And there's the first setup, guys. Whew, it's hot out here. All right, Lux series 7.5, heavy, fast. What am I gonna put on here? What am I gonna put on here? You guys already know the deal. You guys already know. For this bad boy, I'm gonna use this Divine braid swim jig, made in the USA. I know these are technically designed for throwing with braid and the heavy cover, but this is a heavy rod. I'm gonna tie it onto fluorocarbon. We're breaking rules around here, man. That's one of the cool things about fishing is you don't have to do things a certain way. You can do things your own way. And that's what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna take this Divine braid swim jig with the 5/0, a little bit heavier of a jig, 5/16 ounce with a 5/0 hook, screw lock, come up here onto the tackle wall, and I'm gonna grab me one of these big 4.4-inch Shad Scream Divine swim baits, and I'm gonna throw it on here and use it as a trailer. Here's an up close look at that Shad Scream smoke. Nice motor oil color on the top, some shiny, sparkly, looks like turquoise, blue, and silver flake on the belly. Boom. I want a nice, hard, wide kick on this swim jig, and that is why I'm gonna go with the 4.4, but I am gonna trim just a little bit off the nose, shorten her down just a little bit, about like, let's say, that right there looks good to me. Straight in through the center of the swim bait. Make sure you go deep enough, leave yourself enough room. Straight out of the top like that. And then we just screw her on. Screw her on. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Shout outs to the Gnome Nation. Boom. And there is my freshly rigged Divine braid swim jig. That's looking pretty good. I think that is a deadly combination. Shad Scream, pretty good on the back of that jig. What do you guys think? Think that'll catch one? I think that'll catch one. Now something you can do is you can take a little bit of super glue. You can dab it on the front of your swim bait, push it down onto the jig head there, and it will stay cocked, locked, and ready to rock, more so than it is right now, but I have faith in the screw lock, so I'm just gonna ride with it just like that right there. Let's get this bad boy tied on once again. Approved clinch knot is the way for me. I know a lot of guys out there have their preferred knots, and this is the best knot, this is the strongest knot, you should use this knot. I hear a lot of that stuff, but you know, once you figure out what works for you, you kind of get set in your ways, and it's just what you do. At the same time, it's good to branch out and learn new things, and I'm always open to ideas. So chime in the comments if you guys see me doing something wrong, or if you feel I should be doing something different. I love hearing from you guys. I love interacting with you guys. The support lately has been incredible, and I appreciate every single one of you for taking the time to type me out a comment. Best believe, boom, fresh Divine swim jig, smoke, tied onto the Lux Series 7.5 heavy with the SLX DC. I think that's gonna be a great option for this heavier action rod, and I look forward to testing it out in the future with you guys. Make sure you sub the channel if you wanna see me fish with this stuff. It's coming soon. All right, last up, the Milliken Swimbait Rod. Only, sorry to say, you guys are gonna have to wait to see what I tie onto this bad boy, because I have some exciting things on the way that I can't wait to share with you guys. I think some of you swim bait guys are really gonna enjoy that video. I'm gonna hold off for now. It's coming though. We'll be right back here at the table in the garage, rigging up the swim bait rod with some really cool stuff really soon. So stay tuned and sub the channel if you wanna see that as well. But now I think it's time that we get off into this box from the 6. Heaters only in here, I guarantee you. Heaters only from the 6, you know the deal. I'm excited to get off into this box, excited to show you what's in here, and there is something in here for one of you guys. So without further ado, let's crack off into the box, take a look at what we ordered. It's nothing too exciting, but I'm excited because it's gonna help me replace some not so nice things with some really nice things, some things I've been dealing with. I'll show you here in just a second. This is gonna alleviate some of those problems. And yeah, stoked to get my hands on some more of what's in here, and also stoked to share with you guys what's in here as well. So let's crack off into this bad boy. It's rod sleeves. Don't worry, there's more in there. But yes, I ordered some more 6th Sense rod sleeves. I couldn't help myself, man. I had to go ahead and pull the trigger and replace all of my other rod sleeves that I was using with these 6th Sense heaters. Here's a look at one outside of the package. Really nice, awesome material. Just way better than the crappy mesh stuff that you normally see. Let me show you why. Here's a couple of my old rod sleeves. And as you can see, I just set this up here on the table for like 10 seconds earlier. Got trebles all hooked into the netting. It's always a pain. If you have treble hooks on your rods and you go cover them up with these things, they're always getting stuck, always getting tangled. Infuriating when you're out there on the water trying to get a rod out quickly and get a bait rocking. These things, absolute trash. Something else I'll show you that I'm always having to do is I'm always having to go back onto the ends and put electrical tape around the ends, close them up, because the rods end up poking through the mesh. They get weak on the tips and they just don't last, man. These are just not good. I know there are some nice rod sleeve companies out there, but the mesh stuff just does not work for me. I can't stand it. So that's why I decided to upgrade and put these bad boys on all of my rods. Heaters only for my heaters. So that's what we did. Got some royal blue, got some gray ones as well, and some more of this awesome teal color, which I think are really cool. And that's gonna enable us to cover our rods with some nice rod sleeves and not have to deal with any of those things that I just showed you ever again. But wait, there's more. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for. I know you wanna see what else is in this box. One of these is for one of you, and I'm gonna show you right now. So the other day, after I did my speed wake unboxing, they all sold out, and then some more went back in stock shortly after, and I saw that they had the Spanish Bone speed wake available. I could not help myself. Hopped on there, ordered myself one Spanish Bone speed wake. Looking forward to throwing this. I was out there smashing them on the Spanish Bone catwalk in a recent video. If you guys haven't seen that, go back, check it out. Lots of topwater skadooshas. It was a lot of fun. We put both new baits to the test and had a lot of fun out there on the water smashing fish on them. Caught the first fish on the speed wake, and I'm excited to add this color to the arsenal. Now, this next one, also a really incredible color. One of the most innovative, unique, and productive colors that 6th Sense Fishing has ever released is the Black Magic. And I ordered a Black Magic speed wake to give away to one of you guys. That's right, this one is for one of you. I'm gonna be giving this away very soon on my Instagram account. So if you're interested in finding out how you can win this bad boy, follow me on Instagram @TheJustinRoyal and pay attention to the story, because we're about to crack off another power pack giveaway, and this is going to be just one of the baits that will be included. I'm going to set it off with this next one. Every once in a while we do the JR10 heaters only power pack giveaway, and the Black Magic speed wake is going to be a part of the next one. So follow me on Instagram if you're interested, pay attention to that story, and you'll find out how you can get your hands on this heater right here. I'll go ahead and crack it open carefully as to not destroy the package, so that you can see what she looks like on the inside. Black Magic speed wake. One of you guys is gonna be getting this. Just go follow me on Instagram, pay attention to my story. I'm gonna be dropping the info on how to enter the giveaway soon. Can't wait to pass this along to one of you guys, and that's gonna smash a monster. All right, let me get it packed back up. All right, there it is, safe and sound. You guys know the deal. Heaters only from the 6. Can't wait to pay it forward and see one of you guys out there fishing with this thing. Also can't wait to get out on the water again with you, put these new setups to the test. And like I said, we have some really exciting swim bait content coming soon. Just waiting on some more packages to get delivered. You already know we'll be doing the unboxing, the breakdown, the rig up, all right here from the garage. And then we'll be out there on the water throwing swim baits. So make sure you sub the channel if you want to see what I went with. Make sure you sub the channel if you want to see what I have coming. Really looking forward to that video. Really looking forward to putting the swim bait rod to the test. But I think that's gonna about wrap it up up for this one. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys out here in the garage. I appreciate you tuning in. Like I mentioned earlier, we're on the road to 100K trying to obtain that silver play button, and I would love for you guys to be on board for the rip. Consider subscribing to the channel, turn those notification bells on. If you're interested in supporting the channel, I encourage you to go down below into the video description, look around, read around, check out some of the multiple ways that you can support the channel. Shop sixcentesfishing.com, use my code JR10 for the win. Also, the best monthly bait subscription service in the game, the Super 6 sack. I can save you money there as well. JR10 Super 6 is going to give you $10 off of your first sack. So if you're looking to engage Christmas every month and get fresh heaters sent to your door on a monthly basis, go check out the Super 6 sack. Save yourself some money with that JR10 Super 6 code as well. But that's about all I have for you guys today. That about does it. About wraps her on up. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Dog keeps barking. Okay, got all discombobulated there. Yeah, I don't know where I was exactly.